The diplomatic hall of the Galactic Council Station hummed with the usual cacophony of 1,000 different species, attempting civil conversation. Commander Zarathix of the Valeran Empire stood near the refreshment dispensers, her crystalline skin shimmering under the ambient lighting. She had attended dozens of these tedious functions, but tonight felt different. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" Zara turned to find a human standing beside her, a glass of something amber in his hand. She had heard of humans, the newest species to join the council barely 2 cycles ago. They were odd creatures, soft-skinned and remarkably fragile by galactic standards, yet they had somehow survived on a death world classified as Class 9 hazardous. "It is unoccupied," she replied, her translator rendering her melodic language into standard galactic common. The human smiled, a peculiar gesture that revealed his blunt teeth, and sat down. "Thanks, these events can be exhausting. I'm Marcus Chen, part of Earth's cultural liaison team, Commander Zarathix, Valeran Imperial Guard." What followed was unexpected. Marcus proved to be remarkably engaging, asking thoughtful questions about Valeran culture and sharing amusing anecdotes about human customs. When Zara mentioned her recent promotion after successfully defending a colony from raiders, Marcus raised his glass. "To your success, Commander. That deserves recognition." Without thinking, Zara clinked her own glass against his. The moment the crystalline surfaces touched, she froze. The human seemed oblivious, taking a sip and continuing his conversation. But Zara's hearts were racing. What had she done? Over the following weeks, Zara found herself encountering Marcus repeatedly. He would wave cheerfully across crowded rooms, save her a seat at conferences, and engage her in conversations about everything from military strategy to artistic expression. The human was friendly, intelligent, and utterly unaware of the catastrophe unfolding. Among Valerans, the touching of personal drinking vessels was the most sacred form of bonding declaration. It was how mates claimed each other, a gesture so profound that it occurred only once in a Valeran's lifetime. The biological and cultural implications were absolute. Once claimed, a Valeran's biochemistry shifted, marking them permanently to their chosen partner, and she had done it with an alien who thought it was a toast. Zara tried to maintain distance, but her biology betrayed her. Valerans bonded for life, and her body had already begun the irreversible process. She found herself gravitating toward Marcus, her usual tactical precision dissolving into distraction whenever he was near. Finally, during a quiet moment in the station's observation deck, Marcus approached her with concern etched on his features. "Zara, have I done something wrong? You've been avoiding me." She could no longer maintain the charade. Her honor demanded truth. "Marcus, when we first met, we touched glasses." He nodded, confused. "Yes? That's a human toast, a gesture of goodwill and celebration. Among my people, it is a bonding claim, the most serious commitment one can make." The human's eyes widened. "You mean, like marriage? More permanent. Valerans bond biochemically. Once claimed, we cannot bond with another. It is absolute, lasting our entire lives." Marcus sat down heavily, processing this information. Zara watched emotions play across his face: shock, confusion, concern. She expected him to panic, to demand some kind of reversal, to flee. Instead, he asked quietly, "Can it be undone?" "No, my biology has already accepted you as my chosen partner. And if we don't pursue this bond," Zara's voice remained steady, though her heart ached, "I will live unbonded. It is not ideal, but Valerans are resilient." Marcus stood and walked to the viewport, staring at the stars. Minutes passed in silence. When he finally turned back, his expression was serious but not unkind. "I need to understand something. If we pursue this, what does it mean for you? For us, it means loyalty, partnership, and commitment. It means that in Valeran culture, you would be my mate, my equal, my chosen one. But I understand humans do not bond this way." "I do not expect—" "Zara!" Marcus stepped closer. "I'm not going to pretend this isn't complicated or that I fully understand what you're experiencing. But I'm also not going to abandon you because of a cultural misunderstanding. You do not have to—" "Let me finish." His voice was firm but gentle. "Humans might not bond biochemically, but we do value loyalty and commitment. What you're describing, partnership, equality, choosing someone, that sounds a lot like what humans call love when we get it right." Zara's crystalline features shifted colors, expressing her surprise. "You would consider accepting this bond Marcus smiled that peculiar human smile again. I'm not going to lie, this is probably the strangest way a relationship has ever started for a human. But I've enjoyed every conversation we've had. You're brilliant, honorable, and brave. If I'm being honest, I was planning to ask you to dinner anyway. Dinner? A human courtship ritual. We eat food together and talk. He paused, then added with characteristic human audacity. Though I suppose we've skipped a few steps in the traditional dating process. Despite everything, Zara felt something she rarely experienced: amusement. Your species is remarkably adaptable. That's what we do best, Marcus agreed. We survive, we adapt, and apparently, we accidentally marry alien commanders at diplomatic functions. We are not married. Not yet, he said with a grin. But if we're bonded for life, we might as well do this properly. So, Commander Zarathix, would you do me the honor of getting to know each other? Really know each other? Zara looked at this human, this impossible, adaptable, warm-blooded creature who should have run from the situation, but instead stood offering partnership. Perhaps humans were more remarkable than the galaxy gave them credit for. Yes, Marcus Chen, I believe I would like that very much. As they stood together in the observation deck, watching stars drift past the viewport, Zara realized something profound. She had claimed a human, yes, but perhaps in his own strange, flexible, decidedly human way, he had claimed her right back. And that, she thought, was the most HFY thing of all.